Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your boy, Pastor Ron. What's going on? Thank you for tuning in to today's podcast, to today's episode of the Run Us with Pastor Ron. In this episode, we are going to talk about a very basic but important topic, and that who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Why is that important? Let me see. Let me try to break it down. It's important for us to realize and to control who we listen to, because who we listen to has power over you. Let's keep it as simple and direct as possible. The people that you listen to, the people that you're talking to, have direct power over you. They help control your behavior. They help control your direction. And we have to do a better job of determining who is allowed to speak into our lives. I don't care how unintelligent, I don't care how, whatever deficiencies these people have, regardless of what it is, these people have power over your life. The fact that they are speaking to you it gives them a sense of power over your life. And a lot of it is, I want to say subconscious. It's not even, you don't even realize it, you know? In the book of Genesis, right, in the very beginning of time, let's go back 6,000 some odd years ago. In the beginning of time, you have Adam, you have Eve. God leaves Adam and Eve. Adam leaves Eve by herself. And when Eve was by herself, or Adam was preoccupied and Eve was alone, the serpent, who was the devil, was able to convince her, was able to plant a seed of doubt through a conversation, right? Through a level of, just a question, right? And it opened up the floodgates that has changed eternity, literally has changed the course of the world and how things are going, right? So you sit here and he had a conversation, and that changes everything. And that conversation allowed them to be allowed there to be a level of doubt in Eve, right? And, the first thing you notice, right? First of all, it's weird. Like, why are you talking to a snake? Something has to be wrong with that picture. Like, why are you sitting there chatting with a snake? I might understand a parrot, because, what I'm saying, how parrots act, but a snake, though? First of all, that doesn't make sense. And secondly, the snake was an animal, and when God created Adam and Eve, he gave them dominion over all the animals. So, and to put it nicely, like the snake was not only, it was created to speak to a snake, the snake was beneath them. There's certain, and this might not be received too well, but it's true. Like, there's certain levels you get, and certain places you get that you don't have to explain to everything to everyone. There's certain places in your life where I'm not saying to be standoffish, not saying to be rude, not saying that you're going to be disrespectful or out of touch. But I also want you to realize that where you're at in life, not everyone deserves an explanation from you. I love my kids to death. And one of their favorite things to ask me is, Dad, why? Why? And, the first couple of times I may answer, but it's gotten to a point where I no longer entertain the question of why. Why? Because I am your father. And I told you to do this. So there's no, there's no entertaining. There's no conversation between us, because we're on different levels. So, again, please don't take it. And I don't want to see any comments or any text say, hey, Pastor Ron, you're being mean and you're being conceited. I'm not saying that. But I also want you to understand your position. And a lot of people that you don't have to have a conversation with everyone. There's certain people in your life. There's certain instances in your lives that you do not need to have a conversation with someone. Like you have to be okay with being quiet. And raise your hand if you're trying to figure that out. That's me. Raise your hand if that's comes difficult to you, because I'm a kind of person. I'm very outspoken, and I like to call a spade and tell folks how I feel, because silly me, I think that by saying that, it helps people get better. Like, hey, what you said was wrong. I'm not going to yell, or I will never be disrespectful or condescending, but I will just call you out, say this is messed up, with the hopes that by me saying that, it will help you not do it again and you can improve your behavior. So one of the things that I am learning to do is tap into the power of silence. That not everyone that speaks warrants a response, because those responses trip you up and cause you to fall. Right? And the reason why I'm talking about this, to go back to what I think is who you're talking to, right, is the fact that when Adam and Eve, when Eve messed up and Eve tripped up, and they went to hide because their eyes opened up because they ate from the tree. When they ate from the tree, their eyes opened up and they began to hide themselves and cover themselves because they realized that they were naked, right? You find the whole entire story in the book of Genesis. So then God comes back, right? And when God comes back, he then says to them, where are you, right? Because they had good communion, good rapport with God. So God said, why are you hiding from me? Like, everything was good just a week ago. Like, we were just cool. And then one of them said to God, because we hid ourselves from you because we're naked, right? We hid ourselves from you because we are naked. And then one of the next things that God asked them is, who are you speaking to? Like, it's literally like, who are you talking to? Who told you this? Because God understands that the change in behavior comes after a conversation, right? That a conversation, it releases information, which then leads to transformation. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. Conversation leads to the release of information, which then leads to transformation. It leads to a level of change. So God is saying the reason why your behavior has changed is because you were speaking to the wrong person, right? Because the whole entire time you're speaking to God. And as you're speaking to God, all things were good and we were in communion. So this shows the value of the gravity of conversation, the gravity of who you speak to, because these people directly have have control on your behavior. So once God revealed that to me, I was like, yo, I need to filter out my circle. I need to reduce. I need to replace. We could even introduce in this conversation social media and how social media has a major impact, right? And with social media, what I decided to do based on where I wanted to go, right? In ministry and life. Like, I have certain career, I have certain goals that I have set forth for myself. And based on where I want to go, what I decided to do was filter my friends list. Filter who I follow on social media. Some people I had to just unfollow. Some, celebrities, some influencers I had to unfollow because they were toxic. Because the information that they were giving me was causing a transformation, but in the wrong direction. So it's important that you take notice of who you're speaking to. Because I'm telling you, the word of God says, bad company corrupts good character. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how strong and anointed you are. If you hang around the wrong person long enough, they are going to adversely affect your behavior. Me and my boys were talking. Have been talking over the past few days about John Morant. John Morant's the basketball player who was suspended by the NBA because he sat here and he flashed a gun on his IG live, and I'm like, this dude is a dummy. Like, like he's one of them ones that, thinks that, hey, I can go to the NBA and operate on this level of society, but still keep the same friends. And ideally speaking, you should. But realistically, you understand there's people in your circle that are going to bring you down. So, yeah, I'm acting different. Yeah, I can't come around anymore. Yeah, because the information that you're giving me, the things that you're saying and you're speaking into my life is having poisonous and toxic fruit. So if you want to have your behavior improve, start getting better information. Start, making sure you start reading a book. How about that, huh? Whoa. Read a book. In Christians, I'm not saying just the Bible. Read the Bible on a consistent basis, on a daily basis, but constantly read the Bible. Also read a book. Just that information, because that information is going to affect your behavior. If you want new behavior, what do you have to do? Get new friends. And I'm not saying cut people off, but I'm saying that maybe your inner circle, those folks that you talk to on a consistent basis, maybe some group chats have to go on mute. Maybe some group chats you have to exit because these things are not adding anything positive to you. Your purpose is what you should be focused on. And in order for you to be able to see this, and to get to this place and to see what God has called you and you have given birth to do, maybe your inner circle is blocking. So I ask you, who are you talking to? Like, who are you talking to? This determines where you're going. This determines your behavior. Because the info that they share is going to change you in some shape or form. Or you have folks who are constantly not supporting your dreams and saying you can't do it, or you have people who are constantly saying who you used to be, or do you have folks who are speaking life over you and pushing you and encouraging you in love, telling you the truth even if you don't want to hear it in love? Who are you talking to? You know what I mean? Who are you talking to? That helps determine where you're going. Check your circle. So, hopefully, blesses you. It's very, very short. But I wanted to touch on this and share this with you. I pray it blesses you. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Let us have a conversation, huh? To quote our topic. Let us talk. Give me some feedback. Give me some thoughts. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Take care. Peace.